Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a fantabulous couple in love that loves reacting to Frieren.
Yeah, season 2, episode 5 today.
Yep, and you can get our full uncut reactions and early ad-free access over on our Patreon. Links in the description of this video. And we also have early access here on YouTube. Hit the join button if you're interested.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
So there are cities on the Northern Plateau.
Cities full of bars.
Across the entire region, this is the
Pub
only
crawl.
area that's able to produce grain. Hence the bars and breweries.
Old man Fast was spinning quite the yarn. Says he's almost found Bozaft.
Think he means it? He's been digging since
Am I supposed to know what Bozaft is?
Master Heiter told me when I was young. Long ago, most of the continent was ruled by a single great empire. Bozaft was an exquisite liquor crafted for the emperor. Because of Mistress Frieren, Master Heiter never got to partake.
I crushed his dream for good reason. I'd like to move in and out of this city quickly. Once we're finished shopping, we should...
Frieren?
Y'all never do anything quickly.
I haven't seen you in a century.
Just
I know.
a brief 80 years, Vaz.
You're a stickler for details now? Time has changed you. Lost the young drunkard somewhere along the way?
The corrupt priest is dead. Heiter went peacefully.
I see. So I was too late then.
Oh, you had the brew from?
I finally located Bozaft. I just need a final push. Your magic would come in very handy.
I don't understand how my magic has anything to do with Bozaft.
Where's
Then
located,
let me
Mike?
show you.
It's guarded by a dangerous dragon.
Okay, if he remembers all of Fern's, friends, how old is he?
Is this a mine?
Dug it myself.
I don't know, but they
This
said they haven't
mine's all
seen each other in
mine.
80 years.
Folks
Can't
assume
think
that
so.
all of us dwarves have mining in our blood, but I grew up in the city. I started my journey from scratch.
You want to give us a little context on the old guy?
That's Vaz. No one loves liquor as much as him. He spent over 200 years searching for Bozaft.
Damn. Okay, so that's how old he is.
So what is he?
I'd imagine a dwarf.
Oh, my precious
Pulling Heiter away from the search was no mean feat.
Your mine is very impressive, but why would the liquor be down here?
According to local legend, there's a large store of Bozaft locked somewhere in the underground ruins.
The inscription proclaims, Bozaft is the finest spirit of all time, Milliarda.
She's quite the scholar.
Who engraved the stone?
You're awfully well educated.
Yeah.
I've never met a young lady so fluent in ancient Elvish.
That's my mistress. She drilled it into me when I was young.
Most grimoires are written in ancient Elvish, Fern. If you want to be a mage, you'll have to learn how to read it.
Ever since discovering this inscription, I've dedicated my long life to finding Bozaft. And after all these years, it's almost within my grasp.
You just have to say the magic word, melon.
It's these doors. Someone put up a powerful barrier. I suppose they didn't want a drunk dwarf like me raiding the liquor cabinet.
It's a very powerful
I
spell.
can't. Removing the barrier will be a tedious task. These kids won't appreciate the wait.
I'll make it worth your while.
With a grimoire,
With money. I'll pay you 20 right gold coins.
Well, that's Grimoire.
it's not worth considering.
Please, Frieren.
Cold.
Mistress Frieren, would it be so wrong to help him?
He needs a mage. Don't you want to make an old man's dream come true?
Your change of
Not
heart
really.
is disturbing. You'd normally object to this sort of thing.
Mistress Frieren, he's offering 20 gold coins. We need money.
We'll finally be able to buy food and gear without bleeding our pockets dry.
Just so you know, this barrier will take me 3 months to remove.
That's hardly
Holy
any
shit.
time at all.
3
Glad
months?
to be on board.
Don't come crying to
Damn.
me later.
We're in the final stages of removing the barrier.
Our work here shall be done tomorrow.
You don't look very pleased.
She said Hyder doesn't get to taste it.
For I'm not. Bozaft doesn't taste good. It's dreadful. And certainly not worth 200 years of devotion.
But the inscription praised it.
Long life comes at a cost. Elves will do anything to avoid being crushed by the weight of boredom.
Including drinking elvish moonshine.
Anytime I see you, Milliarda, you're staring off into space.
Many of our fellow elves tie themselves to a grand pursuit, some glorious and lifelong adventure. Know why that is?
Go on.
So that they don't end up like me. Suppose you spent a lifetime searching for something, only to find it was worthless. Imagine the feeling.
I cannot.
This liquor is terrible. Disgusting.
That's Bozaft, right? They served it to everyone at the coronation because it's exceptionally cheap.
Before coming to this village, I carved a mysterious inscription into a block of stone. It said Boshaft is the finest spirit of all time.
What exactly was the point of doing that?
To fuck with people.
There was no point at all.
Wow.
It's finally time.
He's gonna say it tastes amazing.
I mean, I hope to him it does.
Yeah, well, it's all perception. He believes it tastes amazing, so it's gonna taste amazing. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, I just need to appreciate this.
It's perfectly preserved. I can't believe that after all these years, I get to taste it. Let's have a toast. I'm not drinking alone. This is...
The best thing he's ever tasted.
Maybe it ages well.
The bow shaft was so close I could taste it. Why drag us away?
You're a connoisseur of liquor, aren't you?
But of course I am.
How very priestly of you, corrupt priest.
What would you do if it was terrible?
You want to know what I would do?
I drink it.
I would laugh it off. Can't drink it for the taste. It's booze. It's best shared with friends.
There you go.
Don't sit back and watch. Join in our misery, Stark.
Be friends.
Yeah, I think I'm good. You said it's terrible.
Find out for yourself.
Chug that.
This is disgusting. It really is terrible. We've got plenty to go around, and I'm prepared to make the whole city suffer with me. My search may have ended in disappointment, but never had such a fun night. I'm glad you three stuck
There you
around
go.
for the party. There's nothing that pairs with bad liquor quite like good times.
Good quote. You think of the cheap stuff drinking like high school and college or whatever, and
Oh,
just
God.
like how terrible that was, but to have good times with friends.
Yep.
Take your share of today's bread.
That sounds like
Is
a
this some
brick.
kind of sick
Right?
joke? It clunked. You ever hear bread clunk? If I know anything, it's that bread shouldn't clunk.
It's been a week of this, and each day the bread gets more rock-like.
Complaining will get you nowhere.
Bet you had a bunch of gold now.
While we're on the road, don't expect anything but this delightful treat.
Oh, how depressing.
Muster your zeal, complainers. Should be a decent meal within a half-day's walk.
That's an impressive fortress city.
It's the Norm Company's estate. The structure in the center is their headquarters. They deal in various goods, primarily wheat from the beer region. Unlike many smaller trading companies, they're armed. They have the logistical ability and military force to supply the villages dotted across the plateau. Not even the state can touch them. Practically speaking, they control all human life that graces the northern plateau. Perhaps the Norm Company isn't as mighty as it once was. Regardless, I imagine they still have a great deal of influence over the goings-on in daily life on the plateau. As such, we should avoid making waves.
Travel safe, Miss Fern. That elf.
Looks familiar. She wanted?
One moment, please.
Think she's wanted criminal.
I wonder what's going on.
Yep.
You're right. Did she steal a grimoire?
And
Hey,
I
Norm.
take it you're Miss Frieren from the Party of Heroes. I'm afraid you owe me some money. That's 80 years of debt to be paid in full.
What?
Have you been carrying debt for our entire journey together, mistress?
Just a little.
Oh!
Doomed, huh?
I was told 80 years ago I could pay it back at any time.
That is unfortunately not what the documents say. That's 3 straw and 20 Reich gold. Various silvers and coppers, too. Quite the fortune you've acquired. You're as wealthy as a minor noble.
I know. Your dear grandfather did my party a great favor back in his day. I'll let you keep the change, Sonny.
No, but with interest, you have more.
I'm afraid this isn't nearly enough.
It seems I'll be working in the company's mines for the next 300 years.
What?
You may journey forth, but my journey ends here.
All of a sudden, they got animated like One Punch Man. The first season.
Farewell, Fern, Stark, lead full lives.
Lead full lives.
What are we going to do now?
We have no choice but to buy back Mistress Frieren.
She's not another grimoire, you know.
A very noble pursuit, but unfortunately there's nothing you can do. See for yourself.
The interest has really piled up on her. She owes over 500 straw gold. That would be impossible.
Plan A is out of the question. And we don't have 300 years to wait around.
No. Just bust her out and fuck them up. Oh, their eyes all hollowed out. Okay.
The president told us all about you, Miss Frieren. The pleasure's ours.
Indeed. Shall we get started then?
What is going on?
I have no idea.
All right, she's created a galaxy. No big deal. Or she's created a galaxy projector.
Aim your axes at this wall here.
You're sure about this?
If you know who I am, you shouldn't have to ask.
Well, you heard the lady. Start digging, boys!
When I met your president 2 generations ago, he was a cast-out nobleman, driven to the plateau by necessity. He invested in this barren land and created a logistics network. He brought stability to the unstable, making him a savior to the people who call the Northern Plateau home. At the time, most nobles turned up their noses at our ragtag party of heroes, but he provided us funds with no repayment deadline. I never would have guessed his grandson would treat me with such disrespect. But a busy man like you wouldn't trek down to such depths without good reason. If there's something you wish to ask it.
There we go.
When it rains, it pours, and the Norn Company is drowning. We've lost a third of our troops, their lives taken and caravans destroyed by the demons. Our logistics network is in ruins. If the Norn Company were a nation, we would have fallen by now. When you arrived in this region, I felt you were hand-delivered by the goddess herself. What was once a scrap of paper marked with your party's names became my ticket out of ruin. This mine is rich, but still under development. If we strike silver, then we will turn a great profit. Finding silver should be a simple task for the legendary Frieren.
It would take more than a scrap of paper to bend a legend into doing your bidding.
Please save the people of the Northern Plateau. I beseech you.
There you go. And she knew you needed help.
You have a deal. Not that you need one. I intended to repay the debt I owed your grandfather at one point or another.
I can't believe we did it. I've never seen so much silver.
Debt repaid.
I've returned. My journey shall continue.
You nailed the timing. We were just coming up with a way to bust you out.
Our plan was to raid the mine once the sun went down.
Goodness.
Yes. I wanted to see that.
We'll get to eat soft bread from now on.
Huh? I'm a little lost here.
All right, what'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed so much the character whose name I'm now going to forget, but our dwarf friend, just for, the dedication of 200 years to finding this thing that because of an ancient inscription, it's supposed to be miraculous and amazing and taste so good. And then to have it taste horrible, like you would think a normal response would be to...
I've wasted my life.
like despair, depression, pitching a temper tantrum, like just like all of the disappointment that would come from 200 years dedicated to something that then doesn't turn out to be what was promised. And yet he laughs it off. He shares it with everyone. And while the liquor was terrible, it led to one of the best nights, he said. And I just loved that lesson so much. Like the thought that popped into my head was like, if there was ever a depiction of when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, I'm like, it's that.
Yeah. And it wasn't about, the quest itself gave his life purpose. And also he did something that no one else was able to do. And everyone had been like searching for it. And he was able to find it finally. And like with Frieren's help, obviously. So, it's the whole life's a journey, not a destination. And even when he got there, like it wasn't what you expect, because that happens a lot of times, right? Even like it could have been the best tasting liquor ever. And I don't know that it would have really lived up to the hype of like 200 years of like searching for that. Like, I mean, how good did it have to be in order for it to be like, necessarily worth it or whatever. So it's just about getting to that point and then, being able to share it with everyone. And the fact that it tasted horrible kind of makes for a better story overall for everything. And so like I enjoyed the lesson in that. And then I was wondering why Frieren just like was so okay with like, well, I guess I'm gonna go be a servant for 300 years. So she just reads people better than I do, and she knew that something was up. And like, okay, they're doing this because they need my help for something. And because the grandfather was so nice to her, she felt indebted to the land, even if like her grandson wasn't like as nice to her. She's like, they gave me a shot, I'm gonna give them a shot.
Although I absolutely loved her, like the Frieren version of smack talk, which was, your grandfather was so awesome, I never imagined he'd have such a disrespectful grandson. And I was like, boom. That's about as close as Frieren is to smack talk. And that was enjoyable to see her, dress him down a bit, because he was clearly very full of himself. Yeah, I mean, put on an act, right? He had to act like he was hoity-toity, high and mighty. And you dress for the job that you want, right? And so he was like, he had to
put forth this sort of illusion, I guess, presentation that he was, that the town was thriving, he was well off, and and ruthless businessman. So yeah, because like if he went necessarily maybe begging for Frieren, he probably thought that she would reject him and turn him away. So he did what he had to.
Yeah. I also love how Fern had the idea of like, oh, you came out just in time because we were gonna bust you out tonight, and showing her staff and everything. I enjoyed that moment too.
The whole like searching for the liquor, and like I thought the reason he was gonna say it tasted amazing is just again people's perception. Like I remember my brother was like 4 years older than me, so I was still in college and he was like had just graduated or whatever, and he had a bottle of like Grey Goose vodka in their freezer, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I just keep refilling it with like cheap liquor, cheap vodka. He's like, it's really funny that like, like someone comes over and like drinks Grey Goose, like, oh, it's so smooth. I love it. It's like, yeah, no, that's not Grey Goose.
That's hilarious. That is.
Yep.
Wow. I wonder how many people he pulled that prank on.
I don't know. Everyone that probably drank out of it, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
People believe what they see.
That's true. Like you hear stories about that all the time. Like when people put things in like with like glue, not glue, so like a designer label onto something that they got for like $20, and people are like, oh, this is the nicest thing ever, and it's like really a Target buy or something. So there's definitely something to that.
Yeah, that's like what the guy was doing in town. He was, the presentation of it all. You had to present yourself as a successful businessman, so people like will take you seriously, right? And yeah, so enjoy this episode. Looking for some action to get to the next point. I know it's not like a Frieren thing's like an action point, but like the episode before, episode 4 was nice because like, they were like going through the forest and fighting all those monsters and everything. So yeah, this was a nice little stop on the journey as it continues, but looking to see if maybe we meet another one of the mages that we had seen in the first class exam, see them again. That would be cool. So looking forward to the next episode.
I think we're in for a demon hunt.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access and our full uncut reactions, you can see every moment over on Patreon. Links in the description of the video. And thanks so much for watching Frieren Beyond Journey's End with us. But you keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.